What's up, guys? My name is Trickstrap and welcome back to some more Master Duels content. Today I'm going to be showing off my Dragonmaid deck from my second profile. The other one's just phone profile, play it on the go whenever I don't have access to the main. And I figured this would be a fun deck, and I also made prank kids on there, so that'll be another future video. But hopping right into the deck list, of course we have our hand traps. We have 3 Max C and 3 Ash. I see no reason not to play these cards in this deck. I don't think there's any other hand traps that I'd want to play currently over these, but I don't know. With a little bit more testing, I might figure out something different. But yeah, draw a million or stop their turn and stop a search. You gotta hit them at the choke point with Ash. And then for our Dragonmaid monsters, the rest of the monsters are Dragonmaids except for one. We have Nurse Dragonmaid. This card's insane, and I kind of want to bump it to 2, because when you don't see it, it really hurts. So I'm thinking about playing 2 of this card, but we'll see what I can cut for it, and if I can find space. I might cut one of these for a second of Nurse Dragonmaid. Then we have 1 Laundry Dragonmaid. It's good for just getting your stuff engraved. It's not the most fantastic card in the world, but it gives you another Dragonmaid target to special summon, because you're going to summon a lot of them in one turn sometimes. So you're going to want as many targets as you can get. It's just mill 3, so like if you hit your target that you can summon off of it, it's really cool. And you could also hit Noctivision, which is really cool. I lied, there's 2 non-Dragonmaid monsters. Apologies. But yeah, mill 3 isn't too bad. It's basically just Card Trooper, but shittier. Not really, but it's just Card Trooper. Then we have Kitchen Dragonmaid. This is your main searcher. This card is incredibly important. The SRs for this deck are insanely important. You have to have 3 of each of them. Now this one's just add a Dragonmaid to deck, from deck to hand, and then pitch a Dragonmaid card. So, not too bad. Usually you're just going to search like your Nurse with it, and then you can pitch Chamber Dragonmaid or another card that you want to summon off of Nurse. And it's a little bit of a slow setup if you don't get like your hospitalities and stuff on turn 1, but the deck can make some crazy boards. Then we have 3 Parlor Dragonmaid. It's just send 1 from deck to grave. It sets up for your Nurse Dragonmaid. I mean, like, you pitch 1 off of this, and then you hospitality for this, for Nurse, and then you just go crazy. You get a million summons and searches, and it's just, it can really spiral out of control if you have all the resources available to you. And then of course we have our 3 Chamber Dragonmaid. This card searches your hospitality and your fusion spell. Yeah, that's all there is to it. This card is, one of the main cards of the deck. It searches the cards that let you play the game. And each of the small Dragonmaids have an ability where at the beginning of the battle phase, whatever you want to call it, you can bounce it to your hand from the field to summon a level 7 or 8 Dragonmaid dragon from your hand or grave. It'll specify which one. This one says 7 or higher, and I think like this one says exactly 7. Yeah, this one's specifically a level 7. So it'll summon this one, whereas this one can summon any of the Dragonmaid ones. So we got 2 pink. This one just gets sent off of Nurse Dragonmaid. The reason why I want to play 2 of this card. Because this card's just incredible. You want to see this card at all times. I might just cut one of the pinks for a Nurse. But we have 1 purple. He's the water type one. Yeah, you just have like 1 for each of them. Then you have the fire and the wind. That's all there's to it. You want 1 of each so that you can send them off of hospitality. And that's, I mean, besides, going into them and having them as fusion material, you just want to play 1 of each because they're going to get sent pretty easily. And then for non-Dragonmaid cards, we are playing 2 Noctivision, because this is a fusion target for your big fusion here for Xiao. And also in grave, it has an insane effect. If your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-down card you control, so your back row, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate that effect, and then they can't target face-down cards with card effects for the rest of the turn. So this card is actually incredible because it's a fusion target, and it just helps you against back row hate, because you're going to need your back row. And then one red MD. This card is just an absolutely incredible, honestly disgusting card. It's insane for the deck. I don't think you want to play 2. It might be a little too cloggy, but this card at 1 will absolutely snatch you games left and right. Now into our spell lineup. We have a very small spell lineup. We have 1 Monster Reborn. It does the same function as Hospitality. To be honest, you're usually going to hit like Nurse Dragonmaid off of it to extend your combos, be able to go into crazy Link summons. It's just basically the same card, you just don't get to send a guy from deck to grave. And then Hospitality. Yeah, just what I just explained. It's Monster Reborn for Dragonmaid cards, and then you send one of the same attribute but a different level, which is why you play one of each of the dragons. And then you play 1 Fusion, because you get it back every single turn, so there's no reason to play more than 1. Maybe in Master Duel format, because there's so many cards that focus on banishing, maybe play 2. But when you draw both of them, it's gonna suck. It's like playing Invocation in Invoked. Once you draw 2 of them, you feel like someone punched you in the face for no reason, and you're just like, what was that for? So yeah, I'm only playing 1 for now, but 2 might be correct. And then 1 Lightning Storm, because I don't have Feather Duster. If you can't tell by this profile, I haven't played a whole lot on this, or else I'd have like droplets and stuff like that. I think I might have recently crafted droplets, honestly, so I might have to add them to the deck. You definitely want to play droplets, because you can like pitch Chamber Dragonmaid for droplets, and then summon Nurse Dragonmaid and go into your whole play, and it's incredible. Going into the traps, we have 2 Torrential Tributes. I personally think that this is the best budget trap card in the game. It clears boards. If your opponent's not prepared, if they don't have an Omni Negate up, their board is gone. And some decks just don't put up Omni Negates. Like, against Prank Kids, their board is getting nuked. They're not playing the game. Against certain decks, this card absolutely sucks, though. Mainly speaking, Drytron, you have to nuke them before their Perfection hits board. But, I don't know. I think that Torrential is the best budget trap card in the game, because it's a rare. It's literally free. And then going to more traps, we have 3 Imperms, because trap cards are good. Imperm is an insane card, and it pairs well with the rest of the traps that I play. And it's also just a hand trap on turn 1, so like, it's good. It's very good. And then we have Dragonmaid traps. We have 3 Tiding. You basically bounce a Dragonmaid you control from the field to hand to bounce a card from your opponent's field from hand, or to hand. I think it's any card. Yeah, 1 card your opponent controls. So it can even bounce back row if you're scared of back row and think you can go for game without it. Absolutely, just bounce the back row and go for game. Also, when it's in graveyard, I think except the turn it's sent to grave, yeah, you can only use 1 of their effects per turn. But it lets you banish it from grave to special a Dragonmaid from your grave, from hand or grave. So it's very versatile. It's probably the best trap that you can play for them, just because it works so many ways and as an extender and for clearing boards. It's just so good. And the 1 downtime, it lets you search if you really, really need it. Like, if you really need an extender, then you can go for it. But this card it's okay. I wouldn't think about playing more than 1 just because it's just an okay trap card. So, yeah, that's main board. And now we're going to be looking at that extra deck. We got 3 House. This card is incredible. It's a 3k, so it's already pretty beefy. And then during your standby, you can target a Dragonmaid you control and special 1 Dragonmaid from your hand or grave with a level higher or lower than the monster you targeted. And also, when a card is bounced from your field to hand, I think it's just when when another face-up dragon monster is bounced from your field to hand, you can pop one of your opponent's monsters. So it works really well with the trap cards, just like with their own effects to special dragons. It works with too. Then we have 2 Xiao, because this card is incredible. It fuses with the small Dragonmaids and then 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster. but during each of your standby phases, you special summon a level 9 or lower Dragonmaid from your hand or grave, which pairs incredibly well with House Dragonmaid, so if you get both out, then you're going crazy. And then its other effect is an Omni Negate. You Omni Negate and then bounce it back to extra deck and summon a House Dragonmaid. It's honestly ridiculous. And then going into the rest of the extra deck. The rest of the extra deck is just links. So basically it's just ways to go into either Access Code or Boral Sword, whichever one you need to kill. We're playing one Pisty, which, because it's a link one Striker Dragon, it's another link one that you go into with a Dragon Monster. We're playing one Twin Triangle Dragon. Now I almost want to play 2 of this card. When it's summoned, when it's link summoned, you pay 500 to target one level 5 or higher and summon it. It can't attack and its effects are negated, but you summon one of these, and then you just link 3 into Nightmare Unicorn. And it's so good. And then we have 2 Hieratic Seals, because it's just such a good interruption. You set up a huge board, you set up Xiao and House with this card, you win the game. You might not win the game, but they're going to have a lot of trouble getting through it. 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Nightmare Unicorn. Good for climbing the ladder, good for removal. What else can you say about the cards? They're incredible cards. 1 Cross Sheep, because this is an interesting one. Whenever you fusion, you get to summon a card from your grave. So you can summon like Nurse Dragonmaid and just extend off of that, and it's so good sometimes. Sometimes the card sucks, and it's not going to get played a lot of games, but when it's good, it's absolutely incredible. And then our 2 killers, we got Boral Sword and Access Code. What else can you say about them? They clear your opponent's board and they kill them. Boral Sword's more for if they don't have back row, but Access Code just blows up all their back row and then just kills them. But yeah, that's the Dragonmaid deck that I'm running with right now on the second account. So if you guys have any cheap alternatives to some of the cards right now, because I'm kind of low on gems right now, if you have cheap alternatives, please let me know in the comments. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit that subscribe button and leave a like. And I'll see you guys in the next one.